into you now.
Man, I can't lie. That PS5 Pro, the PS1 themed PS5 Pro, that thing looks sick. So for those of you who did not see this pop off today, it seems like a big PlayStation news day because I gotta hit y'all with an update later in the video as well in the old land of the PlayStation. So this PS5, and I'll have it running on the screen so you can see the video of this sick ass looking, PlayStation 5 Pro bundle that PlayStation is putting out there. The Pro bundle includes, of course, a PS5 Pro and PS1 Gray alongside PS1 style versions of both the DualSense and DualSense Edge, a DualSense charging station, a USB controller, charging cable in the style of a PS1 controller cable, a gray vertical stand, and a few other extras like PlayStation 1 cable ties and a limited edition poster. It does not include a disc drive, but it does include a gray plastic shell for a disc drive so that the standalone white drive won't stick out like a sore thumb when attached. And this is coming from GamesRadar.com. And we don't know the price point for this just yet. I would have to imagine it'll be well over that $1,000 mark. I think when you start separating out all the different pieces of technology that are, coming together in this bundle, if you bought each of them separately, you'd be paying, I assume, over $1,000. You know what? Actually, let's add it up real quick. So we got the DualSense Edge for $200, the DualSense, the normal DualSense $75, charging station $30, the stand $30, the console $700. So I mean, right there alone, you're at over $1,000. So yeah, you would be at $1,035 right there, and I imagine that they'll upcharge you quite a bit more than that. I would suspect, like if I had to do a quick price prediction here, I would imagine that you'll be paying somewhere around $1,200, $1,100 for this thing when it's all said and done. But thankfully, as dope as this thing looks and as tempted as I might be, it is a limited edition bundle. There are only going to be 12,000 of these PlayStation 5 Pro bundles sold, and I think the most likely scenario is going to be that before most people get a chance to even buy one of these things, the scalpers are going to have these bad boys bought up in a quickness and being sold for a premium price point on eBay. And I will be real with y'all, and I've told y'all this many a times on the channel, I am a hypocrite. You will hear me bitch about the PlayStation 5 Pro being $700, and then I'll be tempted to buy something like this just because of the style switch up, just because of the new pretty gray colors. I guess the old pretty great colors and the nice nostalgic feeling that it brings to me. Like that actually will tempt me to pick this thing up. I'm not going to do it. Even if I have the chance to do it, I'm not going to pick one of these things up. I'm going to show a little bit of restraint, but man, that is a bad looking piece of technology. And I know it's a smaller detail, but I love that PS1 memory card, the charging cable that's modeled after the PS1 memory card. I think that looks that just looks filthy, dude. That looks so good. And so this is the type of shit that would get me hyped. And I was thinking about this. Imagine if you put that in and the first time you went to charge your controller, like a pop-up will appear and it'll say, something's wrong with your controller, and ask you to unplug it and plug it back in, and then maybe when you plug it back in, a quick shot of Psycho Mantis flashes across the screen. Like little cool shit like that would really get me. I mean, I know that's going to be way more work than it's worth to get all that going, but something like that would be a nice little nostalgic pull. Even if it just cut out like the exact bit of dialogue from that Psycho Mantis encounter where she says something to the effect of, you haven't saved often, you must be a risk taker, whatever the fuck she says. This shit would just be so cool, man. Yeah, dude, you even got the Portal in there, styled after the PS1. The old Portal getting a makeover. The PS1 design's so damn sick, it can make that goofy ass piece of technology look cool. They might as well throw the old PSVR 2 in there and give it a PlayStation 1 retro theme to it, a retro look to it, and might as well, while you're at it, allow people to go back and play some PlayStation 1 classics on that PSVR 2. Maybe that'll help sell the thing. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick. This thing does look really good. Across the board, everything that's bundled in this PS5 Pro, the PS1 themed PS5 Pro bundle, 30th anniversary edition, all that shit in there looks really cool. So I will not be surprised at all when this thing sells out very quickly. Okay, so also a quick update on the video I made earlier today talking about the PlayStation remaster that's quote-unquote even less exciting than Horizon. So Jeff Grubb mentioned that in his podcast, mentioned that there was a PlayStation remaster on the way that's even less exciting than Horizon. And in the video I was speculating, I was like, I guess it should probably be God of War 2018. Is it Detroit Become Human? And we did go over Days Gone, and I think the thing I said, I was like, I don't think there's any chance that they'll go back to Days Gone. Well, my friends, I was 100% wrong. Days Gone, it's looking like that's the game that is being remastered, and I find this fascinating. So Jordan Midler, he quote tweeted Next Gen Player, and I'll have this on the screen for you, where Next Gen Player said Sony may reveal an even less exciting remaster than Horizon, says Jeff Grubb, which we just talked about. And then Jordan Midler, a writer over at VGC, says if he was angry that his character is an Astrobot, he's going to lose his mind at this. And for those of you who aren't aware, John Garvin, the writer for Days Gone, he kind of went on a bit of a rant that Deacon St. John was included in Astro and made some sort of disparaging comments about Astrobot, which I thought was a bummer because I really like Days Gone and I actually like the writing in Days Gone. I like the story a lot in Days Gone, and I think the dude is incredibly talented. He wrote pretty much all of the Siphon Filter games, and he has a real legacy. And I don't know, I was just kind of bummed to see him say some of the stuff he said, because to me it felt like Team Asobi and Astrobot, they were, you know, paying homage to Days Gone and paying respect to Days Gone as an important part of the PlayStation brand and the PlayStation legacy. But regardless, that's what Jordan Midler was talking about with his tweet there. That's what he was referencing. If he was angry that his character is an Astrobot, he's going to lose his mind at this, implying that the remaster, the less exciting remaster that Next Gen Player is talking about here that Jeff Grubb reported on, is going to be Days Gone. And then Jeff Grubb even went a step further, and you see his quote tweet here from Insider Gaming, where Insider Gaming reported, rumors circulate that Days Gone is getting PS5 remaster, and Jeff Grubb quoted and said, look, so it's looking like all roads lead to Days Gone. We did all that damn investigating this morning for nothing. I just don't really understand what the end goal is here remastering Days Gone, other than, you know, I understand from a quick cash grab perspective since it's already at 4K 60, if I'm not mistaken, on the PlayStation 5, so just to put it in a box and ship it to your retailers, like, yeah, sure, make some quick money off of it. But if you look at the previous remasters, it's mostly all for games that still have some significant shit going on, like Uncharted, you know, had the movie. The Last of Us has the show that's ongoing, and then the video game franchise that's ongoing. Ghost of Tsushima has the movie coming out, and the game franchise is ongoing. Spider-Man is obviously still huge. So like all those games, it makes some semblance of sense to see those getting remastered because they're still a part of like the ongoing priority franchises for PlayStation. And I mean, even if you look at Until Dawn, the remake that's coming out that people definitely feel is a bit on the unnecessary side, there's still a movie coming out about Until Dawn. So it's like, where the hell does Days Gone fit into any of this? Like, the logic just isn't logicking in my brain. The math isn't mathing. I think the closest thing you could look at here would be something like Medieval, which we talked about earlier, getting remade in 2019. But I still even think with Medieval, I think the PlayStation was hoping that that game would have been a little bit bigger of a success than it ended up being, because there were rumors about the Medieval 2 that was in the works. So maybe that is the strategy here for Days Gone. I mean, Days Gone sold really well, so maybe they're not totally ruling out the idea of a Days Gone 2. But once again, John Garvin, who wrote like every piece of dialogue, every line of that story, John Garvin wrote, and it's like, if he's not on the project, since, you know, he's no longer with PlayStation, if he's not on the project, how were you gonna really do a sequel? I mean, regardless of how you feel about the guy, this story was pretty much, as far as I'm aware, entirely his creation. So yeah, that'd be a little bit odd, but weirder things have happened. See, I just wanted to hit y'all with that quick update after going in and doing the digging earlier today in the video and being entirely incorrect about that. Now here's the update. Days Gone. Looks like it's going to be remastered.